welcome to Al Stock Trades. So, I wanted to make this video earlier, but unfortunately, we have thousands of line of code that I was going through, and I was really wanting to release this earlier today, but it's been released to the lifetime access members only, and I'm very proud to announce this. This is some pretty powerful software that we're releasing, and I just want to show it to you. We're going to show it again tomorrow, but love the new shiny tools. This late, why is the market crashing? So I wanted to just really quickly talk about this. Very quickly on the market, we're down a lot right now. NASDAQ is down 2.43%. We have, I believe, NVIDIA in the overnight market for Robinhood, which is not really, it's I believe just for Robinhooders here. Robinhood's down by itself 5.24%. We have NVIDIA down 6.93% on the Robinhood market. The question is, what's going to happen to Clover? And a good prognostic indicator of the market is look at Dogecoin and Bitcoin. Dogecoin is down, 17% for the past week. It's literally, crashing. And the reason why the market's crashing right now is because of this something called DeepSeek. China's DeepSeek AI. It's a lot cheaper, and they've only trained it off of the $4 to $5 million, and it can pretty much outperform ChatGPT. So that's pretty impressive. But the thing is, it's been trained on ChatGPT. So what Sam Altman was saying is, well, it's easy to copy, but can you innovate? Well, here's the thing. They created an open source model that's like, I want to say 90 times as cheaper as maybe 90% cheaper than OpenAI. And what's happening right now is this is a whole phase of disruption with an AI's disruption. So ultimately, what this is showing is open models are surpassing closed models because this DeepSeek is open source. Now, we may get some turbulence. The issue is, could this lead to a correction? Again, we were talking about this correction coming in over the weekend, but there's the kind of rule of 5 and also the rule of, the first month of January. And as of right now, we're up 3.99%. Could we falter down and lose 2%? I hope we don't lose more than 4% on the S&P, because if that happens, then we got some trouble. Hopefully we can rebound by the end of January, but this is something that we need to watch. Now, very quickly, I want to show you this software here. So this is all part of the Al Stock Trades platform. I got a lot of people, once I released this in the lifetime access, people on the stock terminal with the subscription, they stated that, could you please extend the flash sale because of what we created? Let me show you what we created. So if you go ahead and look at Clover, you could see like how just this is all part of the lifetime access at alstocktrades.com. You hit this and you could see it loads the whatchamacallit. Let's look at, like, very quickly, Tesla. You can see how it loads Tesla's stock price, right? And look at Clove. This is not the most interesting part. The cool part is, let's go ahead and take a look at the all-time value of Clover. And actually, let's go ahead and do the weekly. Okay, we go ahead and do the weekly, and we run a Monte Carlo sequence. So you can see it when we run the Monte Carlo. You could see how beautiful it is running Monte Carlo simulation, right? You see how fancy this is, and what it does is it runs 1,000 simulations, but plots 20 of them. Here are the 1,000 simulations that it runs, right? And the cool part is it gives you the path of 1,000 simulations on the weekly. And you can see it gives you, from a weekly chart, this thing can go to $40, right? For Clover Health. Now on the daily chart, you go ahead and run the Monte Carlo and it runs for you. And then it gives you, on the weekly, it gives you $7.54, right? And you could see all the mathematical computation. By far, I can promise you, this is the most advanced Monte Carlo sequence simulation in the market, right? And again, we can go ahead and take a look at the minute chart, and then we can run a Monte Carlo, and it runs 1,000 simulations, and you can see kind of where the price is. So let's go ahead and let's just look at the daily for a sec. And this time, instead of running a Monte Carlo, let's go ahead and do a support and resistance lines calculation. So it runs this, and you can see there's a support at 422, 351, 303, 251, and 167. We go to, let's say, the hour chart. We want the support, and you can see 469, 416. So again, you want to run it at different time points on the minute chart, and you can run this, and it calculates it, and it shows you 489, 471, 57. You can see how accurate this is, right? And let's say, for example, we want to reset everything and just want to, look at the weekly, but then run a Fibonacci. You hit the Fibonacci button, and it calculates the Fibonacci sequence retracements, and it gives you the Fibonacci's for Clover, and it gives you the price here, right? You want to go ahead and do the all-time graph for Clover. You could do a Monte Carlo, and then you can see, $4.80 for that. We could go ahead and reset that, do an all-time, and run a support and resistance, and then you could see the support and resistance, how it's going to go to 787, then 1057, 1340, 1342, and then 1755, right? And let's say you want to remove the SNR support and resistance. Let's say you want to add a Fibonacci, and you can see the Fibonacci prices here, right? And this is an interactive chart. This is very powerful software, especially the Monte Carlo. I'll give you an example. Let's look at Palantir real quick. Palantir is pretty interesting. You look at the daily for Palantir, and then, if you want to take a screenshot, you can hit the screenshot button, and you'll be able to download a screenshot and share it. Let's run a Monte Carlo. You run a Monte Carlo, and you can see it says that Palantir is $125. It could go to $125. You want to go ahead and look at, let's say, the daily. We already are on the daily. I'm sorry. We can go the weekly, and we can do our Monte Carlo. You can see it says, this thing can go to $700. You see that? $700 for freaking Palantir, right? So this very powerful stuff here. Okay. Now let's show you something else. Now, what the hell is this? So this is the Our Stock Trades Intrinsic Value software. Okay. So let me give you an example. So you know how I showed you, we look at, first off, let's scroll down here first. If you type in Clover and hit enter, it calculates and it fetches the data for Clover. You could go ahead and look at the quarterly results for Clover, grab the data, and you can see right now the data for Clover. You can see, look at the free cash flow for the last couple quarters. You can see it's 25, 44, and 58. If you add those, you get around 118 million. And the cool part is you can basically cut these off, and then you can see that the free cash flow now for Clover is above the zero line, which is right about here. And you can hover over this. You can see what the free cash flow is. And then if you want to look at the shares outstanding, you go to our stock terminal, and then you'll be able to grab the shares float, which it'll all be centralized here soon. But let me show you how powerful this is. You put in average free cash flow, which is 118 million. You hit the growth rate, which is 27%, and you put the shares outstanding, which is 501 million, and whatever the stock price of Clover is right now is $4.83, let's say. You update the projections, and it calculates the intrinsic value, and it shoots the intrinsic value, and it shows you that the bull case is 1828, base is 1256, bear is 922, and the recession is 457. Okay. And the beautiful part about this now, it's all centralized, which means that you can grab the data, and you'll be able to do the research, and you can have a dual screen with the stock terminal and using this without having to essentially input it in that clunky fashion that we had before. So you can see how powerful this is. You could see how this is starting to look like a Bloomberg terminal, right? And this is essentially this is why, lifetime access is going to be $5,000 to $10,000, right? Because we're providing powerful software that no one's doing, right? And we're going to continue innovating. So as promised, for the folks that reach out, we've prolonged the flash sale. Take advantage. And you guys can basically see where we're headed in terms of the Our Stock Trades platform. Yep, I'm awake. Definitely watch this video. You're gonna love it. Overall, folks, I hope that this is this real life? It certainly is, right? I hope this video was helpful. I won't be able to make a video in the morning because I'm going to be going to work. I'm going to go to sleep now, but we're on the end of it. But I hope you guys can see this video and realize how crazy this is. We're going to go ahead and talk about this later in the future. But I just wanted to. I'm just so excited. I just released this to our lifetime access members. So go ahead, enjoy it, play with it, and you can essentially pull financial data directly from the Al Stock Trades website now, right? And this is a very Bloomberg-like user interface. It's very Apple-like, very intuitive, very beautiful, and it's just sexy, right? And you could basically take a screenshot, and then you can send it, right? You click the screenshot button, and then what it does is it gives you a screenshot here, and then you can download it, and then here's how it looks like. This is the screenshot, and you can send the screenshot, right? For some reason, I think I need to figure out why it's not showing the bull, base, and bear on the screenshot. But I think maybe if we exit this and then press the screenshot here, maybe it might be able to show it. Yeah, right here. So it shows it on the screenshot here when you exit from full screen. So that's an easy fix on the code. But this is very powerful stuff, guys. This is very powerful, right? So you can see we can run Monte Carlos on stocks we like, right? Here's the QuantumChart. This is some very powerful. I mean, you're running thousands of simulations in front of your eyes, right? And the cool part is, let's see if we can continue running them. You see how you get different numbers? 733, 689, 730, 730, 750. But this is like the most likely outcome. And you can see it keeps hitting around that 700 because you run it and you do statistical analysis and a lot of complex analysis in the background. So you're going to our servers and really testing the might of our platform. You can go ahead, look at the all graph for Palantir, and then you could do the support and resistance, and you can see the support and resistance here, and you can see how beautiful that is. You can see that kind of how sexy these supports are, and you can see every time we kind of will go up, they get respected. So it's very, very powerful stuff. Obviously, you can go on the daily, do this, and this for Palantir, and you can see how this has been a pretty tough resistance, the 81.13 level. So there it is, guys. That's all I have. Appreciate you. I'll see you on the next one.